Dong too opened his mouth and spoke. In the blink of an eye, you are both 15 years old now. Since you both have the talents of a Gu master, especially Fang Zheng, your aunt and I are proud of the both of you. I will give you both 6 pieces of primeval stones, take it. Refining your Gu consumes a lot of primeval essence, so you'll need these primeval stones. As he said this, some servants came over and passed Fang Yuan and Fang Zheng each a small bag. Fang Yuan took his bag silently. Fang Zheng immediately opened his bag and looked inside to see 6 pieces of oval-shaped, grayish-white primeval stones. His face lit up with gratitude at once, and he stood up from his seat, facing his aunt and uncle. Thank you, aunt and uncle. Your nephew does need primeval stones to replenish my primeval essence. You have both raised me until today. This gratitude is engraved into my heart. I shall not forget it forever. Uncle smiled and nodded. Aunt hurriedly waved her hands and said warmly, Sit down, sit down. Although you both are not our children directly, we have always raised you as our own. You both are able to gain a future, and we are proud of that. Alas, we do not have children of our own, and sometimes we thought that if you both could really become our children, it would be the best. Uncle cut in and said, I have discussed this with your aunt. We thought of adopting you both and become a genuine, real family. Fang Zheng, I wonder if you are willing. Fang Zheng was stunned for a second, but the look on his face quickly emerged a joyful smile, and he said, To be honest, ever since both my parents died, I have longed very much for a family of my own. To be able to become a family with aunt and uncle, this is too good to be true. Aunt's expression loosened and she laughed. Then, you are our good son. Shouldn't you stop calling us aunt and uncle? Father, mother. Fang Zheng, in a state of realization, changed his statement. Aunt and uncle laughed heartily. What a good son, not a waste of us husband and wife, to raise you since you were 5 years old, and we have raised you for 10 whole years. Aunt wiped her tears. Uncle looked at the silent Fang Yuan and said gently, Fang Yuan, how about you? Fang Yuan shook his head without saying a word. Brother, Gu Yue Fang Zheng was about to advise him, but Uncle, whose tone was unchanged, stopped him. If that's the case, Fang Yuan, my nephew, we won't force you. Since you are already 15 years old, you need to start being independent. This way you will also easily carry on your Fang bloodline. Uncle here has prepared 200 primeval stones for you as financial support. 100 primeval stones. Fang Zheng's eyes opened wide. He had never seen so many primeval stones in his life. He couldn't help but reveal a jealous expression, but Fang Yuan still shook his head. Fang Zheng was puzzled, while Uncle's expression changed slightly. Aunt's face had also turned cloudy. Aunt and Uncle. If there is nothing else, then your nephew will take his leave. Fang Yuan did not give them any chance to speak again. After he finished his sentence, he left the hall immediately. Fang Zheng rose from his seat and said, Father, mother, brother is not thinking straight. How about you? Let me advise him. Uncle waved his hand and deliberately sighed. Alas, this matter cannot be forced. Since you have the heart as your father, I am already very content. Servants, take care of young Master Fang. Zheng treat him well, then your son will take his leave. Fang Zheng retreated, and the living room fell into silence. The sun set below the mountain, and the living room became darker. And a while from the darkness, Uncle's cold voice emerged. Looks like this brat Fang Yuan has seen through our plot. Among the regulations of the Gu Yue clan, it was clearly stipulated that the eldest son at 16 years of age would have the qualifications to inherit the family property. Fang Yuan's parents had passed away, leaving behind a fortune. It was being taken care of by aunt and uncle. This inheritance was not something a measly sum of 200 essence stones could compare to. If Fang Yuan had also agreed to be adopted by aunt and uncle, then he would lose the right to inherit this fortune. If Fang Yuan at this year's age of 15 decided to be independent, he would also not conform to the clan's regulations. Luckily, we managed to win over Fang Zheng, and Fang Yuan only has C-grade talent. Uncle heaved a sigh, feeling joyful. Then husband, if Fang Yuan decides to go independent at 16 years of age, what do we do? Aunt's tone was hysterical as she thought about the inheritance. Since he is acting undisciplined, then he can't blame us. As long as we catch him committing a huge mistake before he leaves us and expel him from our family, it will be counted as snatching away his right to inherit the legacy, Uncle explained coldly. But the brat is very clever. How would he make a mistake? Aunt asked, puzzled. Uncle rolled his eyes immediately and whispered angrily, You are really stupid. If he won't make a mistake, can't we frame him instead? Just let the servants provoke him and then fabricate a story about him acting wild while he was drunk. Surely we can expel Fang Yuan. Husband, you really have a way. What an ingenious plan. Aunt was overjoyed at that moment.